Welcome to another week here at 3B Outdoors. We got a great show lined up for you this week. On our first hunt, we go to Tennessee with my buddy Dustin Coates. He films himself and tries to call one of those big old longbeards into bow range. Next, it's up to Ohio with Kendra McDavid. She's got her dad Clayton with her. Last but not least, we're going to the Bluegrass State with Richie Mason as he tries to put his tag on one of those big old Kentucky whitetails. I'm Freddie Neely, and welcome to 3B Outdoors. Hunting,
Fishing,
hunting,
fishing,
for 10 years.
a decade.
Real.
This one out here might have a little more pull. What a beast of a smallmouth.
Gotta throw a top line.
Yes. Yes.
We're here in Ohio.
Yes.
It all happened so fast.
Boy, the big dog just put the smoke on a big old hog.
See, I told you hunting carried us for 10 years.
Anybody can sit in a tree stand, eat crackers long enough, and something will walk by you can shoot.
Any 2-year-old can use a floaty bobber.
Thank you for 10 awesome years. 3B Outdoors is brought to you by Visit Kingsport, Tennessee. Retreat, play, relax.
It's opening day of Tennessee turkey season. I've come in here trying to do self-filming, so I don't know how it's going to turn out, but we've got some birds gobbling up on the hill just to the right of us. It's real windy. It's gotten cool on us, so a little bit overcast, and I don't know how it's going to pan out, but we're going to hang in here and see. I shot that bird an hour and basically 20 minutes ago. And it's the first time I've ever pulled this off. And as you can see, the other gobblers with him jumped on the bird that I shot, and he has honestly been there for over an hour. I didn't want to scare him off, so that's why I'm having to do this the way I did. Thanks to the good Lord that He gave me a day that I could come out and do this. I mean, just so blessed that, I mean, if you've never experienced turkey hunting, believe me, if you get out and try it, you'll fall in love with it. And, I mean, God, see those birds come in like that? Those jakes and then those two longbeards? I mean, it don't get any better. I'm gonna go get my bird.
Beer or so.
Big bird. Golly. Let me tell you, that's one pretty bird. Big old fan. I mean, I just can't thank everybody enough for, you know, backing us on this. I mean, we work with the best companies around. You never tried Woodhaven Calls. Let me tell you, that's premier calls in the business. God.
This portion of 3B Outdoors is brought to you by these fine companies.
Here in Northeast Tennessee, the mountains have a story to tell. An exciting account of outdoor adventure, full of fishermen's tales from our finest rivers and lakes. A genuine page-turner, brimming with places to retreat, play, relax. Sure to leave you wanting more. Come and write your own chapter in this mountain tale.
Whether it's shooting for fun, shooting for victory, or the one chance at the trophy of a lifetime, trust Spot Hogg, the world's toughest archery products.
Outdoor Expo in Northeast Tennessee and Southwest Virginia. Presented by 3B Outdoors, January 6th through the 8th at Meadowview Conference Resort and Convention Center in Kingsport.
This is a nice one.
Mercury engine test.
Speed and acceleration you can rely on. It's good to have Mercury behind you.
Check us out on the internet at 3boutdoors.com, plus YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.
We were sitting here listening to a good rabbit race because rabbit season just came in on Friday and hoping, you know, maybe they might be after a deer, so we got ready. And then out of nowhere from behind us, there comes a border collie and 3 big old Great Pyrenees. And they are flying up this logging road that we're trying to hunt to try to join the race. But you never know, they could bust a big old buck right towards us. Probably unlikely, but just in case it happens. Phew. I guess sometimes, no matter how hard you try, there's just some things that are out of your control.
Go down. Good job. Good job. He's done.
Oh my God.
Oh my goodness. He's right behind the limbs on me, but you shot me. You could. I could.
That was not a shot I wanted to take at all, but
Oh, we couldn't get him.
if he went one step farther, I didn't have him.
Oh my,
Oh my God.
Good job.
Oh. Thank you, Jesus.
Thank you, sweet Lord.
And thank you, Matthews. Oh, good grief.
And that's why you shoot a what?
I can't stand up.
Beautiful shot.
Oh, I saw the shot and went, oh no. Because, I mean, that's all I had. That's all I had. I was going to wait for him to come. I needed 2 steps, and he was going to be out
He
past those
stopped up
limbs.
behind some stuff. I couldn't get him when you shot.
Oh my gosh. Thank goodness I've got a good hunter safety system too, because if I'd had to, I would have swung around this tree.
Good job.
When you get desperate.
Well, he's good.
Oh my gosh. I'm just so excited. I really thought I was gonna go home eating tag soup. Oh my gosh. I still can't get over it happened too fast. I didn't have time to get nervous or excited. But I'm awfully excited now. He didn't run maybe 30 yards to the step. So there's no tracking, there's no nothing like that. Let's just head on up there and get my deer. I cannot believe this actually happened. This took a lot of time and patience and a lot of prayers, because I finally just said, Lord, please send me one. I said, I can't do it by myself. Oh my gosh. It all happened so fast, it just blows my mind. This is the biggest buck I've ever taken. That's not hard to do because I've only taken 3, and this is the 3rd one. But I'm so excited. I thought we weren't going to get it done, but it just shows you don't give up until it's finally time to go home. Oh, he is beautiful.
Good job, sis.
Thanks.
I love you, honey.
Love you too, Dad.
Not done till what?
Till he's tagged up and we're all legal. And now he's mine. 2, 3. Really, Dad?
My ends up. You gotta pull. You gotta get him. Come on, you're gonna have to get the bottom of him.
I'm telling you what, he is a brute.
We are very thankful to have this Kymco because there's no way me and Dad both could drag him out of here. Probably the heaviest deer I've ever seen. But now that we've got him out here, I say we get him on back to camp. Let's go.
This portion of 3B Outdoors is brought to you by these fine companies.
In Northeast Tennessee, you live the mountains, live the music, live the sizzle of local flavor, live the heart of its people, live the adventure at every turn, while you retreat, play, relax. When you visit Kingsport, you live Kingsport.
Mercury engine test.
Lightweight power you can rely on. It's good to have Mercury behind you.
There they are. There they are. Oh, God, something spooked them. Was that a bear ground?
No, it was my stomach. I'm hungry.
Well, this turkey hunting's way overrated. Let's go down Kearney's and get us some of that roasted chicken they talk about.
You know what Mike says, 7 days without chicken makes 1 week. Let's go.
Hey, let's go. I'm all for that. You want a good home-cooked meal? Come to Lynn Garden Restaurant in Kingsport. You won't be disappointed.
And here's proof.
Hey 3B fans, check out our new website at 3boutdoors.com where you can stay in touch with social media feeds, learn more about the crew, view all past episodes and bonus footage, plus the much anticipated online store where you can purchase quality 3B Outdoors gear.
On this particular hunt here in Kentucky, I had Mr. Lionel Green manning the camera for me. We had all kinds of good and bad experiences. And I had no more than told Lionel I'd really like to see Boomerang. Probably 15 minutes later, we hear something behind us. Well, Lionel hears something behind us, and he taps me on the shoulder. He says, "Richie, grab your bow, here comes Boomerang." Well, needless to say, he makes a beeline. And within 5 minutes of Lionel saying that, he was under us. So I had no time to get ready. Well, once he got underneath of us, as he was going to pass us, I was going to try to draw my bow and get one in him. Well, just as I started to draw, he looked right up at me and he just froze, and I froze. Well, he whirled, went out about I thought it was about 30 yards, so I put my second pin on him. It was actually only about 22, 23 yards, and where he was already on edge. As soon as that bow went off, he jumped the string and I hit him way high in the backbone. I was devastated. We give him 4 or 5 hours, but I knew it was hopeless. We did go back in there and look for him, but we did find a lot of blood. But it was a flesh wound, practically. I mean, he was bleeding like you get cut on your hand, you're going to bleed, and that's what he was doing. So we had to give up on him. I didn't want to, but I knew it was a hopeless case because I knew he wasn't going to die. And we actually, 2 or 3 days later, we got trail camera pictures of him, so that made me feel a lot better. I knew he was still alive. Well, then I think it was about exactly 7 days later, I got word of one of Lionel's neighbors went in there and killed a big buck with a drop tine. They got him with a crossbow during gun season. Well, as soon as I seen the picture of him, my heart sunk because it was Boomerang. That very next day, we had a deer we call Pumpkinhead. And the reason we call him Pumpkinhead is because he's real tall white rack, and his antlers, they almost touch. They're real tall and almost touch. And Lionel said you could set a pumpkin in his horns and it'd stay there. We heard something off to our left, and the first thing we seen was that white rack. And Lionel said, "I think that's Pumpkinhead, Rich." Well, he read the script. He come right around the hillside to us and stopped broadside. I couldn't get a good read on him with my rangefinder, and I told Lionel, I said, I am not wounding another deer. If I can't find the exact yardage of that deer before I shoot, I'm not going to let another arrow fly at him. We sat there the rest of the day. We'd done made up our mind we was going to stay there to dark, daylight to dark set, because it was the first week of November. They were rutting heavy. I mean, there was deer everywhere, and we wasn't about to go in. It got to be about 11 o'clock, and I was doing a little intro telling about the deer we'd been seeing, and I seen Lionel's eyes get real big, and he went, "No." When we get by us, he was a 160 probably, white horn. I was about to shoot him for 35 yards, but I couldn't get a good read on him with my rangefinders, and I didn't want to shoot him. Say one. Oh. We'll continue this later. We got one in the food. It got to be about 12:30, and we seen another 8-pointer coming on the same trail that Boomerang had come in that morning, the same morning. He come right in, fed right under us, got his fill, and was going back the way he come. Well, he kind of veered a little bit left off the trail, and we seen a movement of another buck coming around the hillside, and lo and behold, it was Pumpkinhead coming back. I thought he had read the script. I thought he was going to come right to us. I'd already had my bow. I thought it was a done deal. Well, he got out about 75 to 80 yards, and he seen this 8-pointer. And I'll be daggone if he didn't go to that 8-pointer, and instead of coming on into us after he left, and the 8-pointer went on his way, Pumpkinhead fed out of sight, and I never did see him again. We headed in the very next morning. We saw a couple of small bucks, a couple 2-year-olds, and a handful of does. We still ain't seen anything of Boomerang. This is the days that we wait off for all year, though. Bucks are definitely on their feet and cruising. Some of them are chasing. The rest of them are looking. But never know what's going to come through this time of year. It got up to be about 11 o'clock, and I happened to look over my shoulder, and there stood the buck I ended up taking right in our food pile. After he finally realized there was a buck down there, a shooter buck, he has the camera pointed the total opposite direction. He has to swing it way around the tree. It takes me, it seems like 10 minutes, because that buck would look up at us every 15, 20 seconds. He would look, we'd have to freeze. We'd reach it a little farther, we'd have to freeze. Well, I finally got the bow, and he finally got the camera on him, and I let it eat.
I knew you couldn't stand it. I knew you couldn't stand it. I knew you couldn't stand it.
And it was a money shot.
I wanted to reach up there and get it so bad. It's a little interview, though.
Boys, I think I'm done in Kentucky. He wasn't Boomerang, and he wasn't the big, tall, white rack 10-pointer we seen the other morning. But this is my last day of vacation. I've got to go have hip surgery on December the 9th. So my days are numbered in the stand. We done her celebrating, and I got down and got my hair, found blood right off, but it wasn't a complete pass-through, so we got her stuff together, walked on out of there. We give him till, it was about 3 or 4 o'clock that evening. That afternoon, we went back in there, so we give him about 5 hours, and we did track him about 75 yards, and we left the arrow right there at the blood trail. So we got back on it, and he didn't go another 50 yards. He just couldn't handle that rage. It was a perfect shot. I mean, it took him out. This right here is from a lot of hard work. Me and Lionel, we've been on vacation for over 2 weeks now together. And we have been in a tree stand every day but like one. I want to thank Lionel Green for coming along, running the camera for me. I want to thank God for making all this possible. I want to thank you guys for watching.
This portion of 3B Outdoors is brought to you by these fine companies.
Luminoc, the original self-contained lighted knock on the market, patented to accept replaceable lithium batteries and designed to work with all carbon arrow shafts while producing the brightest results during any condition. Easily the most durable illuminated knocks to allow up to 40 hours of continuous use and are packaged and crafted to perfection for hundreds of shots. There's only one true Luminoc. Luminoc by Bert Coyote, made in the USA.
Hey 3B fans, check out our new website at 3boutdoors.com where you can stay in touch with social media feeds, learn more about the crew, view all past episodes and bonus footage, plus the much anticipated online store where you can purchase quality 3B Outdoors gear.
Don't wanna miss the biggest outdoor expo in Northeast Tennessee and Southwest Virginia. Presented by 3B Outdoors, January 6th through the 8th at Meadowview Conference Resort and Convention Center in Kingsport.
Here in Northeast Tennessee, the mountains have a story to tell. An exciting account of outdoor adventure, full of fishermen's tales from our finest rivers and lakes. A genuine page-turner, brimming with places to retreat, play, relax. Sure to leave you wanting more. Come and write your own chapter in this mountain tale.
Wow, I told you it was going to be a great show. How about Dustin shucking and jiving on that Woodhaven custom call to get that big old gobbler into bow range, plus film it himself? Takes a lot of patience to do that. Then how about Kendra up in Ohio with her dad Clayton behind the camera? Doesn't get much better than that. Last, Richie Mason punching his tag in Kentucky on a big old whitetail. We'd like to thank all the boys up in Kentucky and Ohio for all they do for 3B Outdoors. Well, we're out of time again this week, folks. Join us again next week where we'll have you somewhere in the woods or on the water. I'm Freddie Neely, and thanks so much for watching 3B Outdoors TV.
We wake up in the morning before the rising sun, load up boats, rods and reels, boats.